Hey folks, Micah McGee here. In today's video, we are going to make the most Cajun recipe on earth. Second to maybe boudin or jambalaya. Well, maybe gumbo, but second to all that, this is it. Turtle piquant is absolutely delicious, especially this time of year. I just love it in the fall of the year when the temperatures start cooling down. You need something to warm you up. So in order to get the ingredients for this recipe, you need to run down to your local grocer and pick up the meanest, most vicious snapping turtle that they've got. If they don't have it, you'll have to go to a lake, a pond, a creek, a river, or a swamp to secure it. And although you've been warned severely by your very best friends, you're going to drag this thing home. You're going to skin that thing out and you're going to cut the meat up. Cut that meat up, I mean dice it up. You don't have to cut it small because you are going to have, this is going to be soft. And turtle meat can be very tough, but not if you cook it like this. So if you like it meaty, make your chunks bigger. You've got white meat and red meat to deal with. You're going to absolutely love it. You can't get this in any other animal, except maybe alligator, or gar, or frog. Okay, it's just a good southern meat. So you set that aside, and next you're going to make a roux. A roux is a fancy way of saying melted butter with some flour in it. Now for the roux butter, you're going to go out to your milk barn and you're going to milk your favorite cow, of course, and take that great cream and you're going to make a stick of Land O'Lakes butter. Now when you get done with that, you're going to mix it with your flour. You're going to go into your field and you're going to harvest the wheat that you planted the fall before. You're going to grind your own wheat flour and make this roux. What else would you be expected to do? Now your roux should be the color of caramel or caramel, depending on which accent you want to use. Next thing you're going to need is some onions or shallots and bell peppers, which you're going to go out into your garden and gather those up. Of course, I didn't go into my garden and gather them up. I sent my daughter, it's her garden. She gathered them up. So take your shallots, which is a fancy way of saying the onions didn't get big enough, and cut them up fine, and the bell peppers. Now when your roux is finished, you're going to pour all of this in on the roux. Every few minutes, stir your bell peppers and onions just to make sure they're not scorching on the bottom. You want to cook them till they're about half done, not soft enough to eat. When they become half done, you're going to pour in your tomato sauce, tomato paste, and diced tomatoes. Now there's flour in this, so it's going to want to stick on the bottom, so you need to get it on a trivet if that starts happening. Now a trivet is just a fancy word for a metal piece that you put the pan on. For your tomato, you're going to start early in the spring getting your soil prepared, and you're going to plant tomatoes, and then when they get ripe, you're going to can them in jars and be ready for this moment. Now to cook all this, you're going to go out into the woods and you're going to cut firewood, and you're going to allow that wood to season for a year in the dry, and that is going to be amazing for cooking your meal. Simmer that and let it get good and warm, if not hot, and then you're going to put your turtle meat in. Just as soon as you put the meat in, you're going to have some boiling water off to the side, and you're going to pour that right in on top, but that's going to counteract that cold meat going in, and it's going to help it start cooking right away. And you need some water anyway, so this is the perfect time to do that. 5 or 6 cups. All right, after you put in the meat and the hot water, now is the time to start throwing in the salt. The camp dog. And I don't mean just a little camp dog. If it don't shake out good enough to suit you, just rip the top off and pour it all in. It will be good. Then you want to take some black pepper and some salt, and you want to just dump that in to whatever suits you. And this right here suits me fine. And then you want to take, if you've got it, a little jug of red stuff, otherwise known as the fruit of the vine. You're going to take a cup of that and pour that in there, and don't worry, it'll cook out. It won't get you drunk. It'll be fine. But I wouldn't use it if it didn't add a lot of flavor. Flavor that can't be found anywhere else that I have found. This little jug of red stuff's been around for a long time. I don't even know how long. I had to wash the dust off the bottle just to show it to you. Now you're going to be taking it off of that trivet and get it down on that heat. Let that wood heat talk to it a little. You're supposed to put a bay leaf or two in there, but we ain't got one. I wonder what stink bug would taste like in there. We sure have a lot of stink bugs around. They might be good in there. Once you get it back up to a good simmer, get it back on that trivet and let it have some time to work. We ain't in no hurry. We got a possum fried up to eat for lunch. We don't need this for at least another 5 hours. Now before it goes and gets too hot, go ahead and grab the spoon and taste it and see if you need to add something else. I find this to be just throat tingling good. All right, we have been cooking this for 24 hours. It seemed like I got a little sidetracked and didn't keep it hot enough to really get it done, but slow cooking is better anyway. And as you hear, there's plenty of rain right now going on to make this the kind of day that's perfect for turtle pecan. I like to lay my crackers down first. You do it however you want. Then I like to lay the cheese to it and the sour cream. It's a little bit spicy. Those help. They just go hand in hand like a glove. All right, it is absolutely pouring down the rain. I don't know if you can even hear me. We're going to try this out. Everybody's got a spoon. Dig deep, boys. Joke ain't getting nothing. David got a big piece of meat. The meat's still a little chewy, to be honest with you, but it's good. Seasoning in there any old way, but it turned out to be perfect. Well, there you have it. Absolutely wonderful. The boys love it, I love it. We're fixing to go in and eat out of the rain. But if you would like to have some canned dog seasoning, drop down in the comments. I'll have a link where you can get it 15% off. I don't think you can hear a word of what I'm saying. That's all we've got for you now. We're going to get on out of here. You'll have a great day. We'll see you on the next video.